what I'm seeing happening right now in Alabama very closely mirrors what happened in the closing days of the 2016 general election around, September, October, November time, when obviously the Access Hollywood tape where Trump bragged about being a serial sexual abuser, and all his accusers came forward, and we got that whole cycle of that moment where we really thought, all right, finally the moment has come where the wheels are gonna fall off Trump's campaign, only to a month later have him win in a very surprising way. And one of the assumptions I was running under going into last November was that the American people would be decent enough to not elect somebody like Donald Trump, but Donald Trump and the Republican Party did an excellent job of muddying up the waters, of creating quote unquote alternative facts for people to believe. And also the thing we have to understand is Trump basically ran on one big issue, and that was build the wall, make America great again. Let's look at the immigrants and see that the immigrants are the reason why we have all these problems in our country. Those sorts of things threatening white, male, rural, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess fear, insecurity, right? All that sort of stuff. And as a result, those people came out and they voted for him in large numbers because he appealed to them for, a number of reasons. But what happened, though, in late September last year and October was Democrats and people who were against Trump went straight to the talking point that Donald Trump is a misogynist, but Donald Trump hates women, all those sorts of things, that anybody who may support Donald Trump is also like Donald Trump is therefore supporting misogyny. And in the mindsets of those Trump voters, they would simply disagree with that. And they just didn't simply see it that way. And I'll go one step further, because for them, it was about immigration. And for a lot of the hardline Republican voters, it was about, well, Donald Trump will appoint Supreme Court justices who will vote to overturn Roe versus Wade. And similarly to how I think we villainized Trump voters in the run-up to the 2016 election and had this counterintuitive effect of turning out potentially more Trump voters who were angry and also sort of calcifying the Trump support because we were calling all the people who were supporting Trump misogynists just like Trump. I wonder if we're making the same mistake right now with Roy Moore, in the sense that we are very blatantly labeling Roy Moore as a pedophile. I think there's overwhelming evidence to this front, right? He was banned from the mall. Over a dozen women have come forward. The yearbook, all those things basically point to, in a court of law, this guy, with a jury and probably good lawyers would probably be found guilty of pedophilia. But what we have to also understand is, because of the fake news world that Donald Trump has invented for us, and that Roy Moore is also using, when somebody tells someone who supports Roy Moore, hey, he's a pedophile, that's basically lumping that voter with all the pedophiles, right? And so in a sense, it's like the transitive property here. It makes us calling Roy Moore a pedophile similar to calling that voter a pedophile.